What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Jerrilyn Lake, a.k.a. Indescribable, checking in with my bestie for the restie.
Lynee Monet, and you are listening to the She Said It First podcast and Urban One podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network.
Yes, ma'am, we are back in action for yet another thrilling, chilling episode of She Said It First. Friend, I just want you to know, I so enjoy doing these with you.
I know. I love it so much.
It's almost as if they get better when we do them in person.
Yeah.
It's
because
crazy.
why do we do it?
For the people. I am so tired of you. And you know what irritated me this week, Lynee?
What?
Lynee irritated me this week.
I'm on a roll doing my job.
No, because why you don't live here? That's annoying me.
I know, and I was just saying that. I'm like, I need to come and just stay here.
You just hang out with me for a few days.
Yeah, and we need to
and your nephew
hit the streets.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Friend.
Maybe the sidewalk. I don't know about the whole street. And what if we be on the patio?
No.
The balcony? The pool?
Okay, we can talk about it.
The coffee room. I don't know.
Anyway, about the streets. No.
How far outside you trying to be?
Just dip my toe in.
Okay, I can do a little toe dip.
Okay, all right.
I can do a little toe dip.
Okay.
What irritated you this week, friend?
I don't know, friend. You tell me what irritated you, because I really don't.
You not being here?
I know.
And also, girl, I can't stand the itis. I know, like, it's a part of life and stuff, but after I eat, why do I immediately get sleepy? And in the United States, I need you to come to the front because it's your food, the chemicals that you put in the processing.
Because, friend,
I
when you
why
travel
like
other
that.
places,
it don't be like that.
That don't happen. I noticed that immediately when I went to St. Martin. It was like I was just eating,
having a good time.
Girl,
never needed a nap.
Never needed a nap.
Never
girl.
needed a nap.
Just drinking and eating. The minute I came back here, I'm like, girl,
I didn't lay down.
Girl, I'm feeling something move me in my spirit to take a nap. You know, so I started feeling moved.
Girl, I be the same way. And I think one of my favorite things about traveling is going other places and realizing almost instantly how better of a quality of life they have because they intentionally do it.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of the stuff we eat over here is illegal in these countries.
That's why everything is recalled. Are y'all paying attention? Everything is recalled. E. coli in my food is
everywhere.
Crazy.
It's everywhere. And that's the boo-boo disease.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. So, yeah, I think that irritated me too, friend.
Oh, Lord.
A healthier diet.
That's all I want. That's all. I just want to be able to eat and not immediately need to fall asleep right after.
And you said you inspired to go to the gym. You said you didn't go yet, but inspired is a good place to be.
I mean, I'm manifesting. I feel like that's what people say. You know what else irritated me? Now that I brought that up, people that only manifest. Because the Bible says faith without works is dead.
You hear me?
And if all you're doing is saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, baby, you got to put your hands to something and make something shake. And I ain't talking about ass cheeks, okay?
But that do make money,
But sometimes.
That do be making money.
If you want to do something strange
for a little piece of change.
Sometimes
no judgment here.
But
okay, make that money. Don't let it make you.
That's the motto for today's episode. I don't know how it's going to come back up, but I'm going to find a way to work it in.
Oh, my God. Here she go, y'all.
And you guys stay tuned because it's going to be a hell of a ride. So buckle up. But girl, so much has been going on and friend.
I already know. Girl, what happened?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked me. Girl, it's Pride Month and the girls are fighting. They want us to tussle with them. Shout out to everybody who's a member of the LGBTQ plus IA community. We love y'all.
We love y'all. We love y'all.
We got questions. Now they put a question on the Rona show that they wanted me to ask.
Girl, you better put that disclaimer out.
They said
save your reputation, friend.
They said they wanted me to ask this question. But I'm gonna flip the script on you guys and And I'm gonna ask a different question. Freya, how would you feel if I got a role? How would you feel if Tyler Perry called you?
Don't piss me off.
And asked you to play a mask-presenting lesbian in a production of like a short series that he wanted to produce.
Bro,
and it was going to be on Netflix.
Look at me.
No. If you're an actress, you got to act.
It's going to look like,
what is the role
I love
called
her,
for?
but Kiki Palmer did this. You seen it. What's the name of the
No, I'm not going to do this.
You know what I'm talking
what
about.
movie was she was?
She was a dom. She was a dom.
Really? What movie is this I
Okay, I'm about to say she was a dom. Kiki Palmer was a dom girl, and it was a hard sell. And I feel like, me and her we got big personalities, very feminine. That's why it was a hard sell, because she don't exude any of that masculine energy. But they had gave her dreads. She was in a white. Jerrilyn.
I have not seen that. I need to know immediately what this is.
Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. Like, Pimp. It's called Pimp. And then it's called Pimp.
It's called Pimp?
Pimp. You got to look it up. You got to look it up. I'm so mad you haven't. Look it up real quick, friend. And show the people. I want you to see her in her stud attire.
You know what? Because I feel like y'all playing in my face.
I'm not. I'm so serious.
The movie's called
Did you pull it
PIMP?
up? Yes. With Kiki Palmer.
I don't like y'all.
There she go. Girl, she was a full-on stud in this movie. And it was...
Now, hold on, because I'm looking at some of the credits. Christine Crocus, written by Christine Crocus, produced by Christine Crocus. Christine, I like a word.
I like a word with you.
Because now I'm looking at the images.
Look at the images, friend. Look.
Why would they shave both sides of her head?
It was full on.
You know what?
I don't think I could sell. If she can't sell, Kiki Palmer do her big one and everyone. If she can't sell it, I know I can't.
When you say hard sell, those are the exact words that I would use also, because there was no reason for her to do that. Mm-mm. And I understand as an artist, she probably wants to show a little depth, a little range.
But it was like, that's old.
Kiki, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. I don't think she would ever do it again. You can't get her to do it no more. I promise you, she will never do that again.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good on that.
Yeah.
But, so, I think we always have there's always a polarizing conversation when it comes to what type of art we want to see.
Yeah.
Because we want to tell queer stories. We want to tell Black stories. We want to tell all the stories. But should they be centered around traumatic situations? Because we don't have a whole lot of star power in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And usually it's us telling our stories. And someone who came up, it's so crazy that he's on here, because I would never have suggested that they talk about him specifically. But Tyler Perry is crazy, like how he's the main one that came up on here.
Oh my God.
So my question is, what kind of stories would you like to hear instead? Because I know we don't always want to hear traumatizing things.
Yeah.
I don't mind it if it's creatively done and we're learning something and there's a lesson, but I just feel like I want to see Black women loved and be able to rest. Like Tyler Perry won't let Black women rest.
I know.
We haven't had a nap since 62.
I just think the question is, are we loved and can we rest?
I like that. Yeah. I like that because no.
Yeah. And so that's why.
Maybe that's why he keep making stories.
Like, drill it in.
Well, Tyler, do make believe then.
Make something up.
Do something imaginary.
Make something. And you know what, Jerrilyn, even though you play, no, for real. Seriously. I do think that making up, because we need more, even if it's not real, we need more representation of what it looks like to love, because that's why a lot of Black women have a hard time loving themselves. I don't think it's enough representation out there. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't have enough movies. We don't have enough stories. We have some out there.
We don't have enough people in our real lives that show us love.
Girl,
so
you preach up.
That is all I'm saying.
For real though, like, that's real. I think even if you got to make it up, it's worth making. Yeah. Because I think we want to tune in, we want to see it, and a lot of times we tune into the trauma because that's what's being pushed out. Yeah. That's always been pushed out. We can relate to it. We going through something, or like we know somebody who had the same situation. It's like, give us something else to look at, even if it's not 100% real.
Yeah, but my thing is too, like, so what if it ain't real? A lot of times kids live in fantasy worlds. And if I can make you think that you can be an astronaut, mm-hmm. you might not grow up to be an astronaut, but you might grow up to be a senator. You might grow up to be a doctor. Yeah. You might get used to thinking outside the box and aspiring to things that you normally wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Like you might dare to dream about being something else that nobody from your neighborhood would dream about, instead of a single mother who's getting cheated on, abused, heartbroken, can never catch a break, ain't got no money. Like, baby, that's not even my reality, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I've seen it, I understand that our stories need to be told. I just want our stories to also, like, contain happiness.
Yeah.
And softness and femininity and rest and joy.
But friend, we are not. I just because I hate to be this person. I hate it because it's like we are not allowed to be those things. I hate
That's
it.
why
for
you should
us.
create art that shows us that we can.
You know what I mean? That is true.
And unfortunately, we have to do it for ourselves most of the time.
And that's the biggest thing is that we got to start stepping in. We got platforms. We can do better at, coming forth with these type of things. But I wish it was a time in my life or in relationships or where I was able to be soft and feminine and all of that stuff. But it's very difficult when a lot of us are breadwinners. A lot of us are taking care of the household. We're doing it even though we don't have the capacity. We make the capacity in spite of. Yeah. And that keeps us in our masculine energy. And then there's like, oh, you too hard, you too rough. You know what I'm saying? Just all these things that we don't do. But do you guys create a space where we are able to? Because it never feels safe enough. Yeah. It never feels safe enough for me to let my guard down and just be like, throw my hands up and I know everything gonna be okay. I always, girl, I be hanging on. You see me? Where I hang on for dear life to them ropes. Yeah. It's almost like riding that horse.
Come on, ride that drink. Hey, let's ride that. Ooh, ooh. Why don't we do that? I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, but seriously though, I understand. I definitely understand you on that. That's why I think as Black women, we gotta find community within each other. Yes. Because unfortunately, this world is not gonna. They don't care about us. They don't care about our hardships. They don't care how we're seen. And I think my goal every day is to create a safe space for myself. Like, not to be super independent because that can become toxic too.
Yes, hyper independence, girl. I'm struggling with that.
I know, but I think also too, creating safe spaces for other people is just as important for yourself. And I think that looks like setting boundaries. If this person is always stressing you out, cut them out of your life. If this person ain't never... I've known people that every time they come to me, they got a problem.
Ooh.
If you always got a problem, baby, I feel like it's you.
Yeah, I can't deal with that.
I don't want to be around somebody who's negative all the time. Like, at some point, we got to have some joy in our lives. And if you don't have any, then I definitely don't want you over here. You know what that means? If you don't have any joy in your life, you're going to come over here and you're going to steal mine.
Absolutely. And every time you're happy about something, girl, they're going to flip it. And like, misery love company. That's so true. Like, people who are miserable can't stand people who are just happy. Like, they don't understand why you could just wake up and be okay, be happy, be content with yourself. They would do everything in their powers to drain that out of you because they don't understand it. And it ain't my job for you to get.
That part.
It ain't my job for you to get that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around people that's negative, like you said, and draining me all the time because, first of all, I have came too far from where I started.
Nobody told me.
Okay, like, let's be
That's a
real.
word right there.
I'm telling you, I'm not going back, honey.
And I'm not going back to the strip club, Stevie. I'm not go back to the strip club.
To go from gospel to Stevie.
I know. You know what?
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's a lot. Hey, this is what happened when we sleep deprived. And
no. two cups of caffeine. 1 hour sleep.
When we don't sleep and then we eat.
Girl.
And then we already a little thrown off. So, I mean, hey, welcome to She Said It First, because that's what we do over here. But you know what? I feel like even if other people won't celebrate us, I think we should celebrate ourselves. And I don't know what one of your favorite things is about yourself, but one of mine is that I'm Black. And I mean blackity black.
I love it. I love that.
Blackity black.
I love that.
I love every year when Juneteenth comes around. And we celebrate just how Black we are. And as you all know, Juneteenth is a celebration of basically when emancipated slaves found out that they were free. Because as you all know, word didn't travel that fast as it does now. So we was a little bit delayed when we found out. Yeah. So every Juneteenth, we celebrate. And it's peak niggatry. I think we all need to, niggas need to nig every Juneteenth. But what I don't like,
what?
Is white people getting off work.
Oh my God. Oh.
If we get a day off, you need to be working. And I mean, you need to do everybody work in the office. And you need to work overtime and not get paid time and a half.
Friend.
That's what I think.
Jesus. Lord.
Folding my arms.
The lawsuits that would come in. The lawsuits that would come in, Lord.
Oh, so you mean there's something wrong with slavery? It's crazy how y'all just not realizing it.
That is interesting.
When it's happening to y'all. You know, they don't understand nothing they do till somebody do it back to them. Make them work is what I say.
On Juneteenth?
The girl, June all the 10th. Every 10th in June, y'all need to be working.
As soon as a 10th come about.
Every time I see a 10th, just if it's I don't care what it is.
As soon as you see me stop working, stop doing something.
You need to step in there and fix it. Do it immediately.
Hilarious.
And I love that, you know, they've made it a national holiday and, you know, people are able to celebrate it. Mm-hmm. I think that we, especially right now, when we're seeing, you know, they're taking books out of schools and they're removing information from archives and national websites and things like this.
That is so crazy to me. That stresses me out right there because trying to erase my history, crazy. It's crazy. But I think it's up to us to instill it regardless. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You could take whatever you want out of the schools. That don't mean in my household we ain't learning about this. You know what I mean?
Because Jesus was black.
You hear me? Mm-hmm. Okay? Hair like wool.
That's
I
what it said.
Nobody.
Feet like they said it was ashy.
You hear me? Who else get ashy?
They said it was ashy.
Okay? Come on.
My God, on today.
In my household, we will definitely be learning. My village, we definitely will be talking about it. So you can do what you want in the schools and stuff. It still won't take away what the kids going to learn regardless.
Absolutely. And then it's so many things too. Like a lot of people like to give us like a little flack because they say black people don't really have a culture. And I beg to differ. Just because we were taken from another land and dropped off here does not mean we don't have a culture. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, black culture is driving so many things.
Girl, so many
in
things.
This society, from music to fashion to
looks, appearances. Why everybody want big lips and big booties. And that came from black women. Yeah. Like, we are born that way. Yeah. So, like,
the things that they persecute us for, that's what they run to the surgeon to get.
Girl, be like, I want to look just like the lips, just like
Let me get a number 11.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, so I know that we drive a lot of the forces behind so many things, you know, and I think we need to start taking pride in that. You know, I also think sometimes we give up easily. That's why it looks like we don't have culture, because people can easily come in and wipe us out. You know what I'm saying?
Who gives up easy?
Well, we know.
And we survived the transatlantic slave trade.
We know all your life. We know all your life.
I had to.
We know you're not giving up.
So you do right by me, everything you even think about gonna crumble.
Right, exactly. But there are instances where I feel like we say a lot, but we don't do enough. Mm-hmm. We complain, we say things, but we won't really be active. I want to see us be more active in the community and start waiting for other people to do something about it. You know what I mean? I was talking to my friend the other day, and they was talking about how they feel like we need to pretty much come together and, I don't want to say start a cult, but in a long story short, listen, just listen. Just
listen. Wait a minute.
And like the Black Panther, because they feel as though, you know, some things are about to happen within the you know, and we need to be prepared. And we need to be having secret meetings. We need to, if this go down, then we need to be like the Black Panthers, to be honest with you. And it was like, yeah, and somebody need that, and somebody needs to. And I'm like, if you want it done, why you don't do it?
That's what really bothers me about people with a whole lot of money, because you're sitting around buying yachts and going to parties and doing all this stuff when you could be pouring back into the educational system. Dr. Umar said he was going to build a school.
Do it.
Where the school?
That's what I'm saying.
And you may not bring your white wife.
Dr. Umar. But on the real, like, all of this talking that y'all don't be doing, it stresses me out. I need to see more activity.
Well, friend, what can we do? I feel like we should do it. What you want to do?
I feel like we should pour into other Black women.
Okay.
I feel like
we should start a mentorship program?
Yes. And I feel like seriously, and really advocate on their behalf. Because I feel like now, as women, again, it's not enough representation. It's kind of getting buried. And I'm going to tell you now, friend, I feel like we might be some of the very few that's left that's still...
Not the very few.
It just feel like it. You know, everybody is kind of doing their own thing or swaying a certain way. You know, and that's the scary part. It's like they're listening too much to what other people have to say. You too strong. You too vocal. You got too much of an opinion. You need to be more submissive. That's not ladylike. You know what I mean? Like, all these things.
I never wanted to be a lady. I didn't sign up for this. You think I chose to have a period every month?
But sometimes that can brainwash you into thinking like, am I too much?
Yeah.
And should I be more submissive? Should I do these things? And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I do think that we have a very powerful voice. The way we come and just say whatever we want to say, whenever we want to say it. More people should. And shouldn't like shy away from it. I genuinely don't think you should, because any person that wants to be in your life will never be scared of it.
That's absolutely true.
But never be scared of it.
And I'll take it a step further, because a lot of times people won't speak out because they're trying to preserve a job or money or something. They don't want to rock the boat with their family. And I've said this once, I'll say it again. I don't care about rocking the boat. I'll flip it over. I can swim.
Right.
If you drown, that's on you.
Hello?
But I don't mind rocking the boat, because if it's not a competition, but if it comes down to me or you, it's going to be me every time.
I'm telling you. And I mean every time.
Me every time. And I think more Black women need to know that.
Yeah.
Like, choose yourself the first time.
Yes.
Every time somebody do something crazy that you don't like, say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because what people will do is they'll literally kill you. And because you didn't say nothing, they think that you was cool with it.
Yep.
So I think, especially little girls, like, be vocal, take up space, take up room.
I have a question for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something is going viral right now about the little girl who do the boots on the ground. Have you seen her?
This girl?
No, the boots on the ground.
The little baby
She's a
girl?
little baby girl.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
It's stuff going on the internet right now where a lot of people are upset with the mom, girl, because she had a meet and greet at like
a club.
Yeah, and grown men
was taking pictures
came
with her
to see her.
And she was also, I think the lady also made her OnlyFans page.
Yeah, or something like that. And so a lot of people have a lot to say. Like, when people first started, it was like, oh my God, she know how to do boots on the ground. But how do we go from, oh my God, to now she having meet and greets at the club?
Yeah.
How do we get there where men are driving hours to see this little girl? I just think that's so, why you get your big ass in the car and drive to go see a little girl do boots on the ground?
Why would her mother be exploiting her?
These are
It's a better
questions
question.
we need answers
Because
to.
the men wouldn't have nobody to go see if she wasn't setting up meet and greets at clubs. And I think,
and you know what people said in
Francesca
the
Lee
comments?
tried to talk to her about this, and they tried to chew her up, saying that she was being negative about something that we weren't supposed to over-sexualize. And my thing is, I don't know any young person that's a superstar or whatever that I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to see them.
Yeah.
Like
what? Right, what?
I'm a fan of Lil Janaya. What? Like, ma'am. You got to do something else with your life and your time. Now, if you're a child, are you bringing your child to come see this?
That's the thing. And there was no kid. Like, girl, these was adults.
Yeah.
I'm just like thrown off at the dedication behind it. And it's very creepy.
It is.
It's very creepy. And I'm glad, like, people are speaking up and saying that. Girl, this man said he called CPS. He called CPS.
I don't know if I would have done that.
He said that he was so disturbed. I guess I'm assuming, I think he was disturbed by the meet and greet, all in all. And people in the comments saying, well, you take your kids out to eat and it's liquor there.
Ma'am, that's not the same thing.
Is that how you justify this? It's so scary.
The only thing the things that are in the club that could possibly harm children is not alcohol. So I don't like when people do that, when they try to make false equivalencies. The problem is not that the alcohol is being served in the facility. The problem is that this is a place that is targeted toward and marketed toward grown people who make grown decisions. And you have a baby being exposed to this. So I don't really know what they be having going on, but this is a perfect time to segue into how these girls are getting their hair done, nails done, makeup and stuff. Like, every prom season, my flappers are gasted because the high splits up to the
first of all, naked, Jerrilyn. Naked.
The see-through this part.
The nakedness is what gets me. It's like, I don't understand letting your daughter go out with just like rhinestones here and here. Like,
that's
what we
crazy.
talking about? It's giving Lil' Kim.
And how are you going to the school to do this? I don't understand why they're allowing it. And like, you want to trust people to make responsible decisions with their children, but then this is why people have rules, right? You ever went somewhere and you was like, there's a sign there that says no walking your monkey on the boardwalk. Right. And you're like, who would do that?
Right.
Well, they did it because there's a sign right there because 15 years ago, there was a guy who tried to walk a monkey on a boardwalk and he spazzed out. I'm sorry. He was trying to walk a monkey on a boardwalk. The monkey went crazy and bit somebody in the neck.
Oh my God.
Now they have to make rules. And so this is what this means. This is how this feels to me. Like, we got to send in pictures of dresses before, you know what I'm saying, before the prom, because
I know.
Why are y'all dressed like this?
That's so true.
What age is it that we allowing? Because a 30-inch bust down in middle school is crazy. What are we doing?
So For prom, 110% agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just for like a hairstyle to get your hair done, I feel like high school wearing, because I wore weave and nails and stuff in high school. So it just seemed normal, like that's something that you would do. But what you're talking about is going on a wedding. Yep. Right? Because when I think of prom, I'm like, here come the wedding.
Right.
Because what do you have to look for your wedding? They spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. If I was to get married, I wouldn't have anything to look forward to. Some of them are in white dresses. It's all bedazzled and stuff. I just feel like high school to me is cool to wear weave, nails, all of that stuff. Even maybe middle school, like 7th or 8th grade.
It just needs to be age appropriate.
That's it.
You shouldn't have... I just feel like your hair should not cost $400 in high school because who's paying for it? This is why I be mad at the parents. Every time I see a child doing something crazy, I be like, where their mom at?
That part.
Where their daddy at?
That part. And what happened with just like a good sewing? Why do they need wigs?
Now we sat and burned our leave out for 4 years straight.
Fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
And now they out here with full closures.
Full on closures, full wigs. Like you said, 1,700. I mean, wigs are so expensive. I feel like, what is wrong with a sewing? And sewings be cute. Like, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with just your hair? Some braids, or I feel like braids. The children.
I do love braids.
I just don't feel like children should be making $400 decisions.
Yeah,
that's too much. It's a $400 decision. At this point.
I don't know. It's out of control. I will tell you that it's definitely out of control. And then you end up in a situation, right? It's like when you was in school. Now weaves is like Jordans.
Yeah,
it's like if everybody got them. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't got it, then now you getting teased or you getting bullied and you getting talked about. So I think that too plays a part as to why parents feel like they have to do this for their kids, or like they don't want their kids to be outcast because of it. I understand that point, but like you said, kid appropriate. Stop playing with me. I'm not sending no grown woman to school. Like, if I look at you and you look like me and I'm on my way to work, why we got on the same thing and I'm going to work and you going to school?
Exactly.
Like,
And there's a man somewhere just waiting to compliment you on how grown you look. And these children, they're impressionable. They be getting groomed and preyed on, and these Negroes is loose. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying you got to protect your babies a little better than that. No, we should not be having to police our children about what they wear and how they look. But we need to be policing our children about what they wear and how they look.
Absolutely.
Like,
and why I can't tell how old they are no more.
Baby, they grown.
I can't tell how old nobody is no more.
These little girls have more body than me.
Girl, body T.
I mean...
Why are you shaped like that? What is in the food?
It's the food.
What is in that food?
It's the hormones. They give us the same food that they give the chickens to make them grow to be the size of humans.
Oh.
And also, think about something like this. Think about this. I just want to leave y'all with this thought. When you were born, most likely you were breastfed with the milk of a human being. And then we start feeding children milk that comes from 400, 500, 600-pound animals. That's why these kids look like they look.
Yeah. And the kids sit up now at 3 months.
And hold their own bottle.
And they hold, like, wait a minute.
We'll come find you in the middle of the night. Pull the titty out.
grab that thing. Yank that thing about it.
I'm so sorry, y'all. This could very well be our very last episode. I don't know. It's been fun, though.
Yanking it out.
It's been fun, though, hanging out with y'all. I hate that we about to get canceled. But these kids do now. They come out with credit scores. They already, as soon as the kids are born, they already have bills and responsibilities.
I'm telling you.
It's moving too fast. Like, I just remember when we were kids, we were allowed to be children. And I bet our parents probably would say the same thing. Like, nowadays, we having to learn about too much stuff. Children in 8 years old, 9 years old, having to be taught about sex.
Oh my God. And I look like a child. That's the thing. Girl, I
always look like a child.
Why they not stuffing their bras no more?
Girl, because they have way more breasts.
I know.
They don't need to stuff their bras.
I needed to stuff my bra. I needed that.
Oh my God, girl. It was definitely a different time.
Definitely
I just think we're getting away from, like, we can't. This autonomy thing that people are so stuck on, like that works for grown adults that understand how life works, have life experience, and are able to make educated decisions based on what's best for them. I'm not finna have a back and forth with my 16-year-old about what kind of crop top she finna wear today.
No.
Because uncrop it immediately.
Right, uncrop it immediately.
Go get the material and sew it back on. And be ready in 5 minutes when it's time to go.
And the attitudes?
Girl.
Don't get me started on that attitude.
What attitude? I never could have attitude when I grew up. Girl, if I breathed hard, my daddy would knock me in the last night. And I would wake up confused.
Yo, my little cousin got the worst attitude, Slim. I always want to wreck her. Always want to wreck her.
Maybe that's the problem.
I always want to fight her.
Just beat her up.
Yeah, no, for real. I asked her that. I said...
We don't condone violence, especially against children.
Maybe I should say this offline, but you know who you are. And whenever you're ready, I am too. I just want you to know. Because why your attitude that bad?
Well, guys, you heard it here first.
Exactly.
That was one hell of an exclusive.
You hear me? Okay. Worst attitude ever.
It'd be like that, though. But you know what? I think we need, though, these kids just been needing love. They need people to know, they need to know that people are paying attention to them. They see them, and they hear what they're saying. Because a lot of what children do is for attention. Yeah. And so this month is Men's Mental Health Month. It's also Pride Month. It's also Black Music History Month.
Juneteenth.
So many things to celebrate this month. And I think that we just need to celebrate each other. Just take a minute and tell somebody, hey, you doing good. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job.
I'm shut up.
Bitch, you doing... Because, baby.
I want to be like...
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I hate that this is the end of the show, but... I always enjoy it.
Always. We love being here. I hope y'all know. And I hope y'all enjoy it as much as we do. You know what I'm saying? We coming with nothing but the hits. You hear me?
Nothing but
every single time. But if you would like to tune in to more hits, you better be here every Thursday. You can see the visuals on YouTube, or you can listen audibly on wherever you listen to your podcast. Just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know every time we... All right, y'all.
Bye.